All right. Good afternoon. Good morning. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to New York session. Today is the 10th of November 2025. It's a new week and we are here as usual for business. Let's start with the dollar index. Okay, so with the dollar index, we do have on a weekly chart, we have a fair value gap over here. Let me take this one and extend it. After the close of last week, we have a fair value gap over here. Let me remove all these ones. And on Friday, I was not around, so I was not here to obviously guide all of you, but it's all fine. I think Friday we had market moving lower, but as of Thursday, after the close of Thursday, we knew that they are pulling back inside the range. So over here will be the next ideal area for price to reach. We also have 618 over here, and it lines up with the up candle prior to the move down, and then price went up, so we might have some reaction off from that area. And let me sync that. Okay, so that's the daily. We still have a small fair value gap over here, and this candle's weak, so I think that's where price is going. It is somewhere around here, somewhere around there. So expect price to go and take the previous week low. Sorry guys, I'm coming down with some cold, but it's not gonna work. Okay, so we have price coming down towards the previous week gap, previous week low. Inside that we have the up candle and then the mean threshold, the middle of the gap, which lines up with London impulse leg. So just below previous week low, we have this New York, pre-New York gap here, and then we also have the London gap over there. So that's roughly the area that I'm watching. That is the area that I'm watching for price to get to, and then we will continue going up. So when we get there, we will look for a continuation to the upside. So that means right now euro will go up a little bit more, so we might get euro to also come into this area. you might get euro to come onto this area. Previous week high 70.5, and then we look for continuation to the downside. Now, how it's gonna happen in terms of the movement down is you have a previous day's high which will be taken, and then price will reject that previous day's high. Could it be Friday's high? Who knows? Maybe they can take Friday's high and then reject and break market structure and go lower. But we're just gonna be patient for market to show us first. So now, if you like, counter trend long is allowed. If you want to. I personally am waiting. But if I see a high probability long, I'll go for it. This is not bad, but then again, it's Monday. I don't like trading on Mondays, especially with market going counter trend. I don't like trading on Mondays. So if you want to trade, it's up to you, but we are likely gonna go above previous week high. They can go all the way up to this candle's high, but that's if they can trade through this fair value gap. It's the opposite of what I highlighted on the dollar index. So that would be the opposite of what I highlighted on dollar index. It lines up with the 70.5 exactly. We also have the 618 here, so we can get there and then we go down. This is your first area of distribution, so either below it or above it, that is where we will go lower. So let's see what's gonna happen. British pound. Let's remove that one. British pound is also the same. I'm expecting a continuation to the downside. So that is a pullback. That one to 50% is just here. Okay, 50% is just there, which is where price is reacting off from now. But I think we have a fair value gap above the 50%, which lines up with the 618. So we are monitoring the dollar index to see. Now, sometimes the British pound can be a little bit off. When I say off, I mean it can be a little bit off. You can see where we are with the British pound, right? Whilst euro is almost up here, and that is being controlled obviously by the euro pound. So let's see if we can get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to get up there, and then once we get there, we look for previous day's high, taking rejection during the kill zone, and then we look for a continuation to the downside. So that is how I'll be looking for the sell on the British pound. We need to take out previous day's high, reject, and then go lower. Now, looking at how price is going up, this to me is a pullback. It's not a reversal because of how they've engineered equal lows over here. So if you look at this low and that low, that's equal low. Okay, very clean. So that is the consolidation, and then price expanded and then accumulated expanded and then accumulated, and then so we have two stages of accumulation already. We might have the third one, which is what will lead to that 618 level, and then we will start looking for a rejection to go down. So if I go over here, you see this is the consolidation, accumulation. So somewhere roughly here, this candle's low, that's where we might get the rejection to go back down again, but we will see. Okay, we'll see when we get there again. So if you like to go long, you're more than welcome. It's risky, but at the same time it could be the right move for now. To me, it's risky, so I'm not engaging in it. I mean, in the morning was interesting. I think if I was awake, I would have taken something here along there, but I'm not really interested in longs. So yeah, I'll leave that alone. Let's go to Euro Pound. So Euro Pound, last week I was expecting them to continue going up, and nothing like that happened. We've still pulled back inside this fair value gap with this auto block, today being Monday. So I would like to see price reject and start going back up from where we are. We are actually deep into discount relative to that range. Okay, that's 70.9. So we need to break market structure. So watch this tomorrow. Watch that tomorrow, or even today, because we are still we've just got into New York session. So watch that up candle. Once we break it, you can start looking for longs, because we are in a bullish trend. This is an auto block, so I expect price to reject from there. Maybe this will be a trade that I'll be interested in tomorrow. If we break the high, I'll be interested in the trade on that tomorrow. Okay, that's if we break the high. If we don't, then obviously nothing happens. But if we do, that'll be a trade that I'll be interested in tomorrow. So Euro Pound, potential longs happening tomorrow. Even today, New York session, if they can break this up candle on the H4, it will give you a nice impulse, like, because I think this is just a pullback. So watch it. That'll be probably the trade for tomorrow or today, right? We go about 21 minutes for this candle to close. So if we break it, then you look for the longs. Gold. Okay, so gold now is giving something, which is, instead of moving lower, it's rejecting the fair value gap. So I can go back to the weekly and then confirm that these two down candles is reaccumulation. So they're gonna resume going back up. From a monthly perspective, this is just the low of the month, and then we are likely gonna go back up. I still not convinced, because the daily hasn't closed yet. Okay, so the daily hasn't closed yet. Who knows? This thing can reject and come all the way back down and close below the fair value gap. So if today closes as it is, then I'll use the fair value gap as a support level, and I'll look for longs to trade up into this fair value gap, which is over here. So if today closes bullish, then I'll use the fair value gap as support and then look for longs to go up. So can you go long? It's risky. because it didn't move in London session, it moved in Asia, and in London we've only had just that move in London, and right now we are in New York. So until we close today, this thing still is not high probability for longs yet, right? That is how I see it, because time and price is key. So time, day, we need the day to close. Price above the fair value gap, then we can go probably on the H4, look for a down candle to form, we close above it, and then we go long. Okay, crude oil, they rejected that previous week low here. Let me go to the weekly. They rejected that previous week low, which was a good sign. Let's move that to that up candle, but it's yet to break the up candle to confirm we are going back up again, which I think that should be the case this week. So let's see if we can break the up candle, and on the daily time frame, if we can get at least a close above a previous day's high. Up to now, we've not had anything like that. Friday was just a sideways market. So let's see if we can get today to close above previous day's high. If we do, then we can start looking for the longs to go up here. ES, nice rejection off from the 618, and like I said, this thing is bullish. This whole move, now you can go back to the weekly and confirm this whole move was what? A retracement. Price is gonna resume going up. Okay, so I think I placed some longs below this low. I bought below this low because that was exactly 618. So I bought there, and now we are here. So I want to see a break. I think we've already gone above this up candle, so they are likely gonna break this and then go up. Today we are likely gonna close bullish. That will confirm a swing low, and we'll break this and continue going up. So the 7084, that will be a key level for price to reach for, which is the projection, this projection, and then that projection. So they're all pointing to that level. All right, so that is ES for you. Let's go over here and talk about Australian dollar. I still think we're supposed to come here. Now on the weekly chart, we did confirm a swing high, so definitely I'll be looking for a move back down here and there. So what is happening now to me is kind of a pullback. So this high to this low, that's 50%, right? We are reacting off from the 50%. If we go higher anymore, then we might be reaching for this area. Okay, we might be reaching for that area, and if I should sink that over there, that would be somewhere here roughly, and then I'll expect price to go back down again. So that is basically that H4 gap that I sold at right in here. Okay, so it's either we go above it and go down, or even where we are and then we go down. Okay, so that is Australian dollar. Dollar yen, I think we already know 154. I spoke about this being the range, this fair value gap gonna hold and then send price back up again, and that is seems to be what is happening. I would like today to close like this, tomorrow expand above the high and then break it. Okay, so we might get a trade idea tomorrow, not today. Today is still Monday, so I would like to wait till tomorrow. Then tomorrow I'll look for the long. Dollar Swiss, I think we might come back down again. So kind of this low, this high probability. Definitely we're gonna come back below this low. Okay, and then we'll look for a long this week, but we're moving down from here. I think this was a nice trade. Had I seen this early, I would have shorted it to come here. But yeah, look at the range, 50%. I think this one might react off from the 50% and then continue going up. There should be a gap on the weekly, this low. So watch that previous week low. Watch that previous week low. They might just take that and then price will resume going up, or just go a little bit below somewhere here. So this low to this high might be a range, and then price will basically continue going up from there. All right, all eyes on the dollar index. Okay, now let's go over to the crypto market and then see what's happening. So with Bitcoin, this to me is still a pullback from the way we closed last week. Even though we've rejected this week, we rejected that low again. From the daily perspective, we did close. So to me, it's bearish until this up candle is broken. So whatever is happening now, that is a pullback. And then I'll expect a continuation to the downside, with an exception that if we break this up candle. So Bitcoin still bearish until we break this up candle. So I think last week you saw me highlighted. If we break this, then they'll come for that and then resume going lower. Okay, so nothing has really changed for me. This is still a pullback until we break that up candle. That means Ethereum will be the same thing, this high to this low, pulling back and then a move down again. Solana, same thing, this high, this low, pulling back and then we go down until we break those up candles. Ripple, on the other hand, has gone above it, which I think last week I made mention I don't like it because of this week. For me to give you something on Ripple, maybe I'll do it on the weekly basis, okay, not on the daily, because the daily is messed up. So I'll do it on a weekly basis, which if we are able to close, that will give us a nice swing low. That will also then produce some fair value gap on the daily, so we can use that for analysis. But because the Bitcoin is still trading below that up candle, this could be just manipulating to go and take stops, and then it will come back down again. So stay away from Ripple for now. Hype, I'm still looking for lower prices. We might take out just the previous week high and then resume going lower. From the weekly perspective, that's how it looks like. I'm expecting them to come for this clean equal lows over here. AI 16, for some reason it's not working. Let me find a different one. Okay, so AI 16, you can see since Thursday there's no data. I've tried to find one. Thursday, no data. Okay, we have a bit of data here, but you can see it's all scrambled up. I don't know what is wrong, but oops. Yeah, I can't find data for it for some reason. I'll double check with the team and see if there's any platform I can get the data for it. But since Thursday, we've not had any candle printing. Okay, so I'll find out information for tomorrow. And then Chachki, I still think they're gonna make one more run to that all-time lows, and then after that we will see what's gonna happen. So Chachki, all-time lows one more time, and then we will see what is gonna happen. So nothing has really changed on the cryptos. I'm still bearish. We will see how price is gonna behave once we take out the low. So I think that's pretty much all. So all eyes back on dollar index to come and take out the previous week low. Then we can use that to navigate price for this week. Okay. Alright, so that is all I have for you for today. Thank you for tuning in. I will see you same time tomorrow for another session. Till then, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.